Hey guys. So, obviously at this point, I've left. I'm in the back room at my house, which is going to be the baby's room, so just bear with me. It's the only quiet place in my house. I want to go through math notes. So yesterday we did uh halves and fourths with the gallon man, but they are allowed to ask us to do halves and fourths with regular customary conversions. And those are the ones where you actually have to find the conversion that you need off of the conversion sheet. So because I'm not here, I'm going to give you the conversion and we're only going to work with two conversions. So we're just going to try to take it as slow as we can. I need you to please pull out your math notebook and a pencil, and then, even though I'm not there, I'm asking you to write down what I write down because tomorrow we need to take it even farther and look at this stuff in word problems. So today, if we can at least figure out how to get things done, the word problems really shouldn't be that bad for us. So I have just a piece of paper here. Let me get situated. Tomorrow, oh, okay, we'll do today. So give me the date and then give me a heading. Sorry, it's so shadowed. There's so many shadows. That says customary conversions, and I'll move in just a second so we can see. Using fractions. I'm gonna see if this stool helps a little bit. Hang on. That's better than nothing. Nope, still worse. Okay, well, we're gonna make this work. I want to start, and I'm only gonna use the conversion for 1 foot equals 12 inches. I'm going to walk you through a couple of them, obviously, because I'm not there. And then I'm going to have some where I'm going to ask you to try it. So I'll ask you, like pause the video, try it, then unpause it and watch it and let it play and see if you have it. If you just let the whole thing play and you write things down, you're still going to have to be able to do it by yourself tomorrow. So if you can just listen to what I'm trying to ask you to do, I really do think it's going to help us. So here's what I have. I want to try 2.5 feet equal some amount of inches. Now, the easiest way that I can do this, because when we did this before, we would have lined up our feet with our feet. Like we would have wrote down 1 foot is 12 inches and then lined up the 2.5 feet with the foot and figured out that we were multiplying. I don't even want to do that. If you know that 1 foot is 12 inches, my whole number here is 2, which means I have 12 twice. I have 1 foot, and then I have half of a foot. So if you think about the fact that in 1 foot there is 12 inches, let's find half of a foot. Well, half of 12 is 6. So this is 1 foot, 2 feet, and half of another foot. So if I add these three numbers together, it'll tell me how many inches that is. Well, I know that 12 plus 12 is 24. And if I do 24 plus 6 more, we should just get to 30. But then that tells me that in 2.5 feet, there are 30 inches. If that is not the way that you would prefer to do it, you can also say that 1 foot equals 12 inches, which is just the conversion that you would take off of the conversion sheet. And then you can line up the feet that you have. We're given 2.5 feet, and we're trying to figure out how many inches that would be. So going from 1 to 12, we're getting bigger, which means we're multiplying. And 1 times 12 will get me to 12. I have feet and I'm going to inches. Since your arrow is still pointing the same way, we're multiplying by 12. If you choose to do it this way, fine. But then that means you're going to have to do the backwards C and turn this into 5/2 and multiply by 12, which is 12 over 1. 5 times 12 would get me to 60. 2 times 1 would get me 2. And 60 divided by 2 is 30. So either way, it doesn't matter how you get there. You're still going to get the same answer. I just think that this way is so much easier and so much simpler and takes less time, just a lot less mistakes I think we're going to make. I'm going to walk you through another one. Let's say, let's do a half again. Let's do 5.5 feet equals some amount of inches. Now, we're only focusing right now on the conversion that 1 foot is 12 inches. So if I have feet in inches, I'm still going to focus on the fact that 1 foot is 12 inches. Remember, you should be writing this down too. It's not just me. Whatever's going on my piece of paper right now should be going into your math notebook. If my whole number is 5, that means I have 12 5 times. So 1 foot, that's 2 feet, that's 3 feet, that's 4 feet, that's 5 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This half of a foot would be 6. 6 inches, because 6 is half of 12. So then you either do 12 times 5, or you just stack 12 on top of itself 5 times and add the 6. I know that 12 times 5 is 60. If you don't know that, then you're going to do 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 off to the side. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It doesn't matter how you do it, we will still get the same thing. I need to add this 6 on because I didn't use it. But 60 plus 6 should get me 66, which tells me that 5.5 feet is 66 inches. I don't think that these are really that big of a deal. I do want to show you using fourths. So I'm going to give you two where instead of doing like 5.5 feet, we'll do like 3 1/4 feet or 2 3/4 feet. And I want to show you how to do that. And then I really just want you to practice. So it shouldn't be that bad for us. So here's what I want to do. Here's 3. Let's say for number 3, we do 3 1/4 feet equals some amount of inches. We're only using the conversion that 1 foot is 12 inches. And I know that because it's giving me feet and inches. So you would find the conversion off the conversion sheet that you need. And what I need is that 1 foot is 12 inches. Remember, you are writing this down too. It's not just me. You're not just watching it. It's going in your math notebook as well. My whole number is 3. So that means that I have 12 3 times. This is not me cutting it in half. I need to cut it into 4 pieces. So I need you to think about 12 divided by 4. How many times can 4 go into 12? Well, I know that 4 times 3 is 12. So 4 will not go into 1. You should have 1 left over. And when you get 12 again, 4 times 3 is 12. But that means if I have 1/4, I'm adding 3. If I would have 2/4, I would be adding 6 because I would double that. If I had 3/4, I would be adding 9 because it would be 3 3 times. And we'll look at stuff like that, so don't freak out. I have 12 plus 12 plus 12 because my whole number is 3. If I cut 12 into 4 pieces, 12 divided by 4 is 3. So since my numerator is 1, I only have 3 one time. I know for a fact that 12 times 3, or 12 plus 12 plus 12, is 36. If you don't know that, that's fine. You add them up off to the side. This is 2, 4, and 6. That's 1, 2, and 3. I need to add this 3 on. So 36 plus 3 more would be 37, 38, and 39. But that tells me that in 3 and 1/4 feet, there are 39 inches. I want to do another one that looks a lot like this, but we're going to change it from 1/4 to something different. Let's say, we'll try it. Let's do 2 and 3/4 feet equal some amount of inches. We're still using the conversion, 1 foot is 12 inches. So if I have the whole number 2, that would be 2 feet, 12 inches and 12 inches. If I have 3/4, if 4 can go into 12 3 times, which it will, that means I'm going to do 3 times. And I'm going to do it 3 times because my numerator is 3. So if you know that that's 9, then just add 9. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this would be 1/4 feet. This would be 2/4 feet. This would be 3/4 feet. I'm using 3 times. And all we're going to do is just add this together. I know that 12 plus 12 is 24. If you don't know that, do it off to the side. I'm going to take my 24. I know that 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. If you don't know that, you do it off to the side. I'm going to add 24 and 9 together to get my answer. This is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 2 and 3. And that tells me that in 2 and 3/4 feet, that's 33 inches. Here's what I would like to start doing. I feel like at this point, there's probably some of you that are like, oh my God, lady, I hear you. So I want to practice. I'm going to give you some, and I'm going to ask you to pause your video. I would like you to try it for sure. If you still are unsure, then just keep watching and write down what I write because you're only going to get it if you practice it. At the end, I am going to ask you to do an exit ticket, so I want to make sure that we have it. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to say that this is 5. Okay. Did I use... Sorry. Let's do 2 and 1/4. Let's say 2 and 1/4 feet equal some amount of inches. Now you're going to pull off the conversion sheet the conversion that you need. So you would be looking for something with feet and inches. But for right now, we're only using the conversion. 1 foot is 12 inches. Your whole number here is 2, which means you have 12 twice. That's 1 foot, 2 feet. This is cut into fourths. I know that because my denominator is 4. We've already established that 12 divided by 4 is going to get me 3. So because my numerator is just 1, I'm only going to have 3 there one time. I want you to take a minute and I want you to figure out how many inches are in 2 and 1/4 feet. You're going to add those 3 numbers together. If you add 12 plus 12 plus 3, you should get yourself to 27 because 12 plus 12 is 24 and 24 plus 3 more is 27. I want you to try number 6. Let's do 4 and 3/4 feet are equal to some amount of inches. You need the conversion. 1 foot is 12 inches. I'm going to ask you to pause the video, try it, and when you're ready, unpause it. You should be working this out in your math notebook. When you are ready, unpause your video. My whole number here is 4, which means I'm using 12 4 times. We've already established that if I'm going to cut 12 into fourths, 12 divided by 4 is going to get me 3. But since my numerator is 3, I'm going to use 3 times. Now, I know for a fact that 12 4 times is 48. I know for a fact that 3 times is 9. If I add up 48 and 9 off to the side, I know that 9 plus 8 is 17. If you don't know that, you do it on your fingers. 4 plus 1 would give me 5, which tells me that in 4 and 3/4 feet, there should be 57 inches. I want to do one more, maybe 2 more with feet and inches, and then I want to look at yards and feet. I want you to try 8.5 feet is some amount of inches. You're going to pause it, you're going to try it, and when you're ready, unpause it and you can watch me solve it and hope we get the same answer. We're just practicing, we're just trying to check. My whole number is 8, so that means you have 12 8 times. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm just going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is half, and half of 12 is 6. Don't forget about that half. It's not just 8 feet, it's 8.5 feet. This is my 8, this is half. If you don't feel comfortable stacking 12 on top of each other 8 times, then chunk it. Say that 12 plus 12 is 24. Whatever it's going to take to make this easier for you is fine. Just don't forget about that half. Even if you take 24 and you add it together 4 times, or even if you said 12 times 8, who cares? It's all going to get us the same answer. I don't care how you get there. If you are more comfortable to stack 12 on top of each other 8 times, do that. If you are more comfortable to do 12 times 8, do that. If you are more comfortable to chunk it and then take that number and add that number together the amount of times that you need to, do that. I'm going to do 24 4 times because 12 plus 12 is 24, and I had 4 sets of that. I just need you not to forget the half. You need that 6. This is 4, 8, 12, 16. This would be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. That shows me that in 8.5 feet, there are 102 inches. I want to do one more. I want you to try one more, and then we're going to look at yards and feet. Let's say, did we do, I don't think we did. Let's do 3.5 feet. You need the conversion that 1 foot is 12 inches. I want you to try it, and when you're ready, unpause me and check it. If you got to 42, you have it. Your whole number is 3, which means that you have 12 3 times. Half of 12 is 6. I know that 12 plus 12 plus 12, that's 36, because 12 times 3 is 36. If you don't know that, then do it off to the side. I have to add that half on. So 36, just count up, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. Guys, if you can figure out what you need, we're counting. We're just going to count. I want to do the same thing, except instead of using feet and inches, I want to use yards and feet. So the next couple ones that we're going to try, we need the conversion that 1 yard is 3 feet. We're going to use this conversion the entire time just to get ourselves comfortable. I'm going to walk you through them, and then we're going to try them, and hopefully you can try them on your own. Let's try 3 2/3 yards equals some amount of feet. You need to know the conversion that 1 yard is 3 feet, but you're going to pull it right off of your conversion sheet. For right now, I'm giving it to you. Your whole number here is 3. You have 3 yards, and every yard is 3 feet. So we're not using 12. That's why it's really important that you find the right conversion, because you need to use specific numbers. I'm not adding 12 together 3 times here. If 1 yard is 3 feet and I have 3 yards, that is 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, because every yard is 3 feet. So 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards. Now I have 2/3 yards. If every yard is 3 feet, our denominator is 3. 3 can go into itself 1 time. So if my numerator is 2, I'm going to use 1 twice. This is 1 full yard, 2 full yards, 3 full yards, and this here would be 2/3 yards. It's not 2 more yards, it's 2/3, not quite 1 whole. If you can figure out what you need to use, the numbers you need to use, you add. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. This is 10. This is 11. The only thing that I think could be confusing for us right now is the fact that what you need to divide by. We're not using 12. We're not using inches and feet. We're using yards and feet. So just bear with me and really focus on what numbers we're writing down, because I really do think that that will help you. They're allowed to give us 1/3 yards, 2/3 yards, so we just need to know how many times we're using a certain number. If this is number 2, let's say let's just do 6 2/3 yards. is some amount of feet. You would need the conversion for yards and feet, but that conversion is 1 yard is 3 feet. Your whole number is 6, which means you're going to use 3 6 times. That is 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards. You have 2/3 feet. So you are going to say, I have 3 feet divided into 3 pieces because my denominator is 3. But you guys, 3 can go into itself once. Your numerator is 2. So 1, 2. Add them up. This would be 3 plus 3 more is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. So this is 19 and 20. It's the same as saying that 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 more is 20. If you can figure out the numbers that we need, all we're going to do is count. I'm going to go through one more, make sure we're good, and then I want to start trying some stuff. Let's say 4 and 1/3 yards is some amount of feet. You need the conversion that 1 yard is 3 feet. Your whole number here is 4, which means you're going to use 3 4 times. Sorry. So that's 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. If I have 1/3 of a yard, every yard is 3 feet, and I'm splitting it or cutting it into 3 pieces because that's what my denominator is. 3 can only go into itself 1 time.